Capital Surge says, Jake, when Ripple releases escrow monthly and retail doesn't buy because most is done privately, who is buying that? Who's accumulating millions of XRP? Can you elaborate? God bless you and your family. It's mostly the ETFs and other large bodies, and people that plan to launch ETFs, because you have to have a certain number of XRP just to be able to, get to market with your ETF, because you can't just open day one and like take money in and not have the backing there. You need at least some cushion, and that's why we saw the run up in late 24, early 25 before we did see the launch of the ETFs for XRP. Was those institutions were accumulating, and they're still accumulating. Banks and other counterparties are seeing the writing on the wall at this point, and I would expect that they would also be buying some of that off the OTC desk in the dark pools now that the OCC has regulated that they can hold crypto on their balance sheet. You've also got the CFTC coming out, with 16 different currencies that are considered commodities at this point. XRP being one of those. So that's who I think it is. You can speculate just like me. We got Bouchard. They say, brother man, hope all is well. Bless, dude. Thank you for the kind words. Bad connection with the last live. I know. That's why I'm back here at the house. I was like, look, I can't do another one from Bermuda. My team's here to take care of it. I trust them to do a good job. I'm going to get back to the house so I can run the live on good internet with you guys. He says, I do long hours building bridges. When am I retiring? God bless. We need the OCC's guidance on stablecoins. We need the reverse carry trade to unwind. Iran might, do something with the underwater sea cables there in the Strait of Hormuz. I think that that's how they escalate the conflict post the OCC giving us guidance to be able to push oil higher and force Japan to have to do something. Japan will raise interest rates. We'll be able to soak up those treasuries as we see a rotation. U.S. is going to lower interest rates, I think, in the next 30 days here, in correlation with Japan raising. And so that'll cause the rotation, which we need at this point to be able to stave off, the credit crisis and other stuff we have going on. Markets will fall. I think it'll be a V-bottom. I think that there'll be a quick recovery. But that's only if they, figure out a liquidity provision and drive stuff into XRP, and that's through a BlackRock ETF and a couple other mechanisms, including Tether being destabilized and XRP being used by the exchanges to facilitate that.